Sophia, and in this video I will be showing you the process of how I make my final exams schedule every semester. I love doing this in my bullet journal because I get to consolidate all the things that I need to do before the end of the semester in one place, and it gives me extra motivation to get stuff done because I make giant to-do lists where I can check everything off as I go. I always start by writing out the calendar in pencil first, because I have a tendency to make all my boxes different sizes if I'm not careful, so this gives me a really easy way to make sure that I have everything correct before I make the final lines. After I drew out the calendar, I decided to erase all the days after my last final just to give it a bit more of a modern look. My favorite part of any spread is writing in the title because I love lettering, so for this spread I decided to use my mild liners to do a simple ombre look. Next I went in and outlined all the letters and added a shadow. After the ink had dried, I was able to go in with my white gel pen and add little sparkles to complete the title. Then it was the moment of truth as I carefully went over the pencil lines that I'd drawn in earlier for the calendar with a black felt tipped pen. I am so relieved that I did not make any mistakes when I was doing that part. Since I am making this for my spring semester, I decided to add extra highlights in some pretty pastel colors to give it that bright springtime feel. After that, I drew in little doodles at the top of the page around the title, and I added little sparkles and dots all around. Now that the fun part was over, I actually had to do the planning. So what I like to do is I write in all of my exams, essays, projects, anything that's due within this calendar, and I also write in my homework, but I only highlight the most important big events that are happening during this time. The reason that I'm using so many colors in this part is because I have a color code that I developed at the beginning of the semester where each class has its own color, and that just helps me to know which class has which assignments and how they are distributed. Finally, to complete the spread, I'm writing a quote to inspire me in the last couple weeks of the semester. It says, "Discipline is choosing between what you want now and what you want most." I'm really hoping that this will help me stay motivated during this time because I definitely need it. Then I added more sparkles because apparently I just don't know when to stop. Alright, now that that's done, it is time to move on to making my to-do list. This is probably the most useful part of my finals planning because here I write down every single thing that I need to get done before my last final. And that includes even just small things like making flashcard lists or going over study guides or attending finals review sessions. I literally write everything down because that just really helps me to stay organized, and it also makes me feel better once I start being able to check off a lot of things. Even if it's a small thing that I'm checking off, it gives me just that little bit of serotonin that I need to get excited and motivated to start on the next task. Plus, it's so satisfying to see an entire filled out checklist at the end of finals, and it makes me feel like I actually accomplished something. Once again, I'm continuing my use of my color code for each class. After each checkbox, I'm writing down every task that I need to do, and I'm actually writing down any exams or quizzes or projects in the color of my class instead of just in black to make them stand out a little bit more. And here's how it looks now that I'm all done. There's some empty space just in case I wanted to add an extra section for any other things that I want to get done. Every time I do any sort of big planning like this, I always start from big picture and progressively go into smaller and smaller time intervals. So now that I've done the entire 2-week overview, now I'm going to start on my to-do list for this week. And I always use my planner for this, so it's just a continuation of what I normally do. At the top, I write down all my tasks for the week, and then in each day, I write down the things that I want to get done on that specific day. I know it seems like a lot to do that much planning at first, but it really helps me get into the right state of mind for finals. It helps me stay organized, and it helps keep me from becoming too overwhelmed by the amount of things that are happening with such a short period of time. As you can see, I've already begun to check things off of my list, and now I can get to studying and feel productive and motivated for the entire time. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope that it helped you with whatever you were looking for. If you have any questions, please let me know in the comments below, and don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you!